Thank you for tuning in to Everything is Homemade, and we are going to make homemade butter. Have you ever tasted homemade butter? If you haven't, it is such a treat, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to make it. So I'm going to just, thank you, Nova, grab the phone here and look at this. I got this started, but I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. So in my blend tech, I have butter already made. So I'm going to pour this out in my little strainer here. Look at that, beautiful butter. So how did I do that? Okay, so first of all, you want to start with the blend tech. I have used electric blenders, I have used food processors, I have even used a $300 butter churn, and nothing beats the blend tech. Okay, if you're using a food processor, it's going to take you about 10 minutes to go through, but blend tech, you're looking at 50 seconds. So what do I have here? This is cream, okay, and depending on how much cream you have, it depends on how much butter. What you want to do is have this cream sitting on your counter for about 6 hours before you do. You want to warm it up, okay? Otherwise, it doesn't turn to nice butter very quickly. So you pour it in, and I'm going to pour it up to the max, 4 cups. And as you can see, I just have a little bit left, so I'm just going to go a little bit over here. Okay, so the trick is, with the blend tech, if you put it on high speed, you are going to melt your butter. So what you want to do is, one, you want to turn on your machine, and I put it on the third setting here, nice and low. Now we're going to hear some noise, so what I'm going to do is put it on 3, and it's going to be about 50 seconds to 1 minute, and this will turn to butter. What you're going to watch is it's going to start basically to go into whipped cream. This is going to be very, very thick. Then suddenly a whole bunch of liquid will come in, and that is what you would call the buttermilk part of things, which the cream is separating now from the butter into the buttermilk. So let's watch. We have 22 seconds here. You can tell it getting thicker right here. You can see the line where it's quite thick. There's not much liquid anymore, and we're at 34 seconds. You notice the difference happening right here. It's going to separate now from the liquid. Okay, now if you notice, this here hit 50 seconds, sorry. But if you look, we're not quite done yet. So I'm going to put it on again, and it should be only about 10 more seconds. You notice all the liquid here? All right, let's turn it off at 10 seconds. And you notice a huge difference. There is your butter. Okay? And if you're not quite sure, give it a couple more seconds. Go through it. And it's beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to take my lid here, kind of throw it into the sink, and I'm going to let that sit here. Now, if you take a look, this is the butter here that I have strained. Okay, out. Now, what you need is another bowl here. So let's go and get a bowl, which is perfect right here, that I've washed. And what I'm going to do is take this and put it in there. Okay? So I'm going to take my blend tech here. And again, I'm going to just strain it, because what I want is I want the solids out from the liquids. And this here that's straining out is the buttermilk. This is the buttermilk, and this is what you want out of your milk, and this is what sours the milk, okay? If you don't take all the buttermilk out, you will end up with soured butter. Okay, now Nova, because she was a little bit too short to film this, now I want you to hold this and film because I need 2 hands, okay? Okay, so what you want to do now with your strainer is you want to put it in your pot here, or your bowl, and I'm going to put this buttermilk aside. Now take a look at that. Okay, so Nova, come over here. Now what you want to do is there's a concept called washing the butter. And this is a critical concept. Now you notice that I'm pressing on this and you notice the buttermilk coming out of it. And that's what you want. Okay. And what I like to do is some of it comes out. I like to take some of it out here. You could strain it, but that little bit that comes out is no big deal. So,
Mom, it's big and yellow.
Yeah, it is. It's wonderful. So again, I mean, we can even take the pot here. We just move this over. We can even take this pot here and just strain it back in. Because what we can do is take that buttermilk and make pancakes and muffins out of it. You can even make buttermilk eggnog. Okay, so this is wonderful. Look how rich a color that is. That is awesome. So key thing here now is always use cold water. You never want to wash this with hot because you will melt your butter. So Nova, can you look into this bowl here?
Yeah, I see.
So what I'm going to do is, yes, I am filling this bowl with water. And what happens is, and you can see the buttermilk goes into the water. Okay, so I'm going to push this or squeeze it or smush it, whatever you want to call it, all together here. And sometimes I have little pieces of butter float and I try to just squish it all, smush it all to the main, and then I dump it. And then I do it again. And the more you do it, the more solid this butter is going to get. Okay, so I'm working with my wooden spoon here. Okay, again, let's put water in it. Okay, and I press down that butter because I want to release that buttermilk. And you can see the water gets cloudy. And I keep working at it. And what you want to do is you want to do this until the water comes clear. Then you have at least 95% of all the buttermilk out of your butter. So it took me about a minute to get this made, and it'll take me another about 5 minutes here just to clean this. Now take a look at this. Take a look. How's my water cup level look? Looks really good. Okay, it's fairly clear. I gained a little bit of buttermilk that's left, but I washed it, and it's really stiff. Really, really, really stiff. So I'm gonna stand the sink, and then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to angle my pot or my bowl.
Yellow.
And I'm going to press down and squeeze out. Now, any water, anything else that's left, and I'm going to let it just drip down. Now, some people use their hands and squeeze this, but every time I do that, I melt the butter. So I do this with the wooden spoon and I just press it down. And I just angle it. Okay.
Mommy, it's nice yellow.
Yes, very yellow. Alright, so what I want to do is now that I got my butter here, what I want to do is put some salt in it. And salt is very important. The reason why I put salt in it is it stops the butter from spoiling so fast, because I can never get all of the buttermilk out. And the salt basically acts as a preservative to keeping it at least fresh for a week and a half in your fridge. Now, if you are making homemade butter and you want to freeze your butter for later use, do not add salt in it, because what happens is it won't freeze. It freezes at a different temperature in your freezer and will actually spoil in your fridge or in your freezer. So do not put salt if you are stockpiling fresh butter in your freezer. You'll be very disappointed that all of it will be spoiled by the time you get to it. But for fresh eating like I'm making right now, I just add even like a quarter of a teaspoon. You're not adding that much, just enough. And I'm mixing that salt in, and what happens is when I mix it in again, I release liquid. And I just take that and I drain it out as I go. Oh, this looks good for our toast tomorrow.
Yeah, it looks really yellow, Mom.
Yeah.
How did it get so yellow?
It goes yellow because the cows are eating grass.
Oh.
And it's really high in beta carotene, which is vitamin A in your body. And this is extremely healthy for you. So I keep on doing it. Then what I want to do, if you want to just keep filming that, Nova, look at that, eh?
Yeah, yellow.
Yeah, then what I want to do is get a container here, and I put my fresh butter in it.
Mom, is this the best butter you can get?
You bet. Fresh, homemade anything is the absolute best you can get. Packed with vitamins, healthy fats, and when I'm also putting this in, I will press on, and again, I'm always taking as much liquid as possible out of it. So there we have it. Fresh, homemade butter. The easiest way you can make butter that I have found. It's like that. And if you want, you can just make a little design in it. I'll put a little heart. There you go. How about that? Thank you for watching. Comment, share. I would love to hear. I love to hear comments. And enjoy your homemade butter.